Capricorn, this is your weekly tarot card reading and astrology summary from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. My name is Michelle, guys, and welcome to this channel if you're just discovering this channel. And if you aren't and you're returning, God bless you, and thank you so much for help building this channel. Remember, there is my first ever live meet and greet to celebrate our 100,000 subscriber milestone that we reached last year. That's going to be on May 13th in Austin, Texas. And all of the details are all over the place. I'm going to put them down below as well. I'll put them to the top of the comment section. You can grab your tickets to the live in-person event, or there's going to be the virtual choice as well. So check that out. There's always an extended tarot card reading to this reading that I hope that you will come on over with me for. The links are down below in the description box. I'll attach it to the end of this video. You can just click right on it to get right to it. And it'll be in the pin with the information. I'll pin it to the top of the comment section in the same comment as all the information about the live event. This is for Capricorn. I was going to say Saturn. There's stuff with Saturn, so we're going to get to it. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. This is an energy reading. So first and foremost, it's about how it resonates in your life. So you take it how it resonates in your life. And you might want to try your moon sign video and your rising sign video, because that might resonate a great deal as well, sometimes even more. And if you really love this video, please give it a thumbs up, like it, and then subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you know when I upload your favorite content. I also have a second YouTube channel called Astrology Motivation. You can just find me at Astrology Motivation. That's where I go live Monday through Friday to do a general tarot card reading, live chat, and I hope you guys will join me there too. This is really interesting. Okay, so let's go over the astrology a little bit. So Capricorns, for those of you who are born I call them Cap 2s, so born in the middle of Cap season, say your natal sun is between 10 and 15 degrees, especially those of you who are born with your natal sun between 10 and 15 degrees Capricorn. Your natal sun is going to be squared to this Venus-Jupiter Chiron conjunction that's happening like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So be aware of that, because it's tremendous energy. It's a buildup of energy. If it, square to one of them would be something, but square to all three, because they're all conjuncting, is a big deal. It's basically about pain and suffering and what you've learned from it and how you can grow from it. And that's actually been happening for a while now, because Jupiter and Chiron will be squared to your natal suns for quite some time. But with Venus coming and adding energy, look at your finances, look at your love interactions and relationships. There are other things that are going to give you a hard time with relationships as well. At the end of this week, Mercury is going to conjunct Saturn. That could get you really kind of stuck in your head with your own thoughts and really fixated on thinking about things or doing things in a specific way. So even though that can be very fruitful in terms of productivity, it's not the best energy for, I know people would argue with me, I don't think it's the best energy for exceptional communication. I just think it's about expecting people to communicate in a specific way. And if it's not, then there could be headbutting that comes. Remember, conjunctions are just energy dumps. It's not dumps, but they're just energy kind of bundles. So it's how you use them, really. So you will be able to focus really tightly on details, and you will be able to be very productive, and you will have the communication skills to really get things done. But combined with Saturn, there is a sense of authority and purpose, as well as following the law, going by the law. It would be a great time for you guys, for all Capricorns, to dig into law and order, if you or what somebody said. I think you would definitely have the energy for that. But there is a semi-square to Chiron that happens between Saturn and that happens to Saturn a couple of days into this week, I think it's about Friday. So how does that impact you? That's basically just stubbornness. Stubbornness that comes probably from pain that you've experienced in the past, and maybe a strong or strange adherence to the rules or laws because you don't want to or are trying to avoid pain. So pain or suffering or something that you've gone through, just you don't want it to happen again. This is something that might kind of hinder you or make you a little bit more stubborn throughout the week. And that's all, Capricorns. You will also be trying to the South Node. So there's a sense of making peace with the past, or trying to make peace with the past, or getting stuck in your comfort zone, kind of yielding back into a comfort zone simply because it's easier than kind of all the it's like you're going to be really hard on yourself this week. And because you're really hard on yourself, I think that could cause some contradictions with people around you, especially when for you guys who were born mid-Capricorn season, later on in the week, when that conjunction between Venus, Jupiter, and Chiron when that conjunction squares your natal sun, this could really bring up a lot of issues that need to be like front and center and need to challenge you. It's just not going to be the easiest of weeks in terms of the astrology. But let's get into your cards. This is interesting because this was the first card that came out. So this was also the first card that came out in the Libra reading, and as you know, Libra is ruled by Venus. So there's a big interaction between you guys now, and there is a sense of fixation, even obsession, that could really happen. It's almost like love has to hurt, and trying to grow from that, or what you can learn from the aspects of your relationship that have caused you any kind of suffering or pain, or finances as well, because Venus rules all value. You have this is your energy, so it's not just the devil card when it comes up in a Capricorn energy, in a Capricorn reading. It's your energy, so it's you. So I want you to think about this. This also comes out with this card, the 10 of Cups, which is happiness, abundance, really feeling good about yourself and realizing how wonderful you feel. But this came out with it. So the secret to success, happy birthday, Michelle Sandegate. The secret to success, to understand your happiness and to be happy this week, is to reflect, right? That trine to the South Node, to reflect on how things were. When you find yourself feeling contentious, or feeling anger, or feeling stuck, or like somebody's trying to dominate you, or like you have to take care of everything. Think about where you were in the past. Think about where you come from. It's not always good to look back, but in this situation it is, because that will bring out the joy of your current life. It will help you remember, wow, because sometimes we just don't give enough credit to the now moment, the moment we're in now, because we forget the past. Right? So if there's a sense of, not about reminiscence or melancholy, think of how far you've come. Remind yourself of all that you've achieved, and that you are where you are, and that how much you have survived. That will make you a lot happier. This could also mean some sort of reconciliation, or being able to reconcile something from the past, maybe ways in which somebody caused you pain, or ways that you felt guilt that you didn't do enough for somebody, especially maybe a father figure, but that's very specific. Ways that you don't think you did good enough, or that you didn't do things the way that you feel. Like, that's what I said, you could be really hard on yourself this week. This sense of going over and over. But this is making peace with the past. This is reflecting on all those ways that you that you have to let go, because there's nothing you can do about the past. So the only reason why you would be reflective is to remind yourself how far you've come, and to be grateful that you still have this chance and this day and this opportunity right here, right now. This card is, if you look at the imagery, is all about a soldier that returns from war or battle. And to kneel and pray at the grave of his comrades who didn't return home with him. So ultimately, there's a sense of gratitude, for the fact that you've survived, and also reflection of gratitude for the fact that maybe you wouldn't have without all the sacrifices that somebody else had made. And this is going to give you a great deal of happiness and abundance, and make you realize maybe something about your family that you hadn't realized before. But let's I don't know, you may even be getting, no, I'm not going to say that. That's weird. Yeah, we have hold your vision. All right. And then it's time to release negativity. Spirit doesn't want you to give up. They don't want you to give up because of anything that's happening. It's saying hold on. You're halfway there, and halfway is the hardest point because you just don't feel like you've made it that far, and you don't know how far you have to go. And you are halfway. And so why come this far to only get this far? You have to keep going. It says hold your vision. You're doing good. It's just now it's time to release negative energy because it's weighing down on you too much. You could also be in a sense, the toxic energy, the pain, the suffering, the sorrow, realizing that the only way you can move forward is by allowing the past to go and be finished. Okay, so let's get more information. What does Capricorn, who is Capricorn dealing with? I think, so there's something about sickness or something that has stressed you out and made you sick because you've been thinking about it or worrying about it too much. There's an intensity this week that could keep you up at night. Maybe you have to forgive somebody. It could very well be that you have to forgive somebody in the present. You have to forgive the past in order to move forward, because the only way to move forward is to let it go and let it be actually finished. There is a lot of pain in this though. So what do you want Capricorn to do? Knight of Cups. Tell somebody that you love them. Show gratitude or express love. This is the Chariot has come out, so it could have to do with a Cancer. It could have to do with a Cancerian in your life, or it could have to do with your mother, right? A sense of showing somebody that you love them, or letting it go if you don't feel like somebody showed you how much they loved you in the right ways. There is progress here, progress in love. So it's saying once you let go of the hurt, once you let go of the suffering, there's some sort of forgiveness that's going to be happening this week for you that needs to happen in order for especially your intimate relationships, family, friends, or your intimate partners, your spouses, your boyfriends, your girlfriends. There's pain and suffering that you have to address with them and in order to release it. Get rid of the toxicity, and then you can move forward in happiness. But okay, so what needs to be forgiven? Because there is some sort of love here, or wanting to show or express love. We have the 8 of Wands, maybe everything coming at you too fast, and the Magician is in reverse. So feeling like you don't have any control over the situation, or that maybe you're not being listened to, or that your vision isn't being met. This could also mean that there is some sort of manipulation, like trying to rush things too quickly. Trying to rush things too quickly in order to get them passed. Or it could very well be that somebody has rushed things too quickly in order to get them passed, in order to, push through the paperwork or whatever. And this would be being worried about that or being concerned that, but I don't see that as actually hindering you a great deal. You will be able to move on from it. But I think the stuckness is in the worry or concern in your mind, or you're dealing with somebody like this. So I said from the beginning, something like guilt. There could be guilt here. Who is this Magician in reverse, please? Who is this Magician in reverse? Who is this Magician in reverse? Somebody that you're with, 6 of Cups, somebody that you are with, or somebody that you were with. You could be hearing from somebody from the past, a love relationship or some other, and that could be what is stressing you out, because it's like, do I really need this right now? You know what I'm like, do I really need this person right now? So that's what it is. A love affair or somebody from your past, could be from your childhood. Yes, it could be a sibling, or Maybe it's just reflections or memories that you remember of your parents from the past. You're trying to rush over something and you shouldn't. You should address it because you don't want to replicate it. A lot of what's going on in this energy right now with everybody is not making sure that you don't replicate the past. And I think that that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to stay extra careful so you don't replicate the past. We have the Queen of Wands here, so some of you could be dealing with a feminine fire sign. This is also somebody who's really sexy and really attractive, really appealing. It just could be somebody that you didn't want to deal with that you are going to have to deal with, because that's the only way for you to end it and finish it off. Queen of Wands is certainly an attractive, charismatic person. She is also a representation of charisma and creative spirit. Maybe you've been worried about doing something that you love for a long time, and you finally decided that you're going to go for it, that you're going to allow yourself to step in the spotlight and just enjoy this moment and let everybody fixate on you. It could be that energy as well. But I want to get into a little bit deeper into what is this Nine of Swords? Why is the Nine of Swords here? Why is the Nine of Swords here? Ace of Wands is here. It's almost like you know that something new is starting, and that's a good thing, but you're feeling bad about what has happened. There's still something that you're carrying. What are they carrying? Or what is this new thing? You're worried about a new thing. Why? You're worried about something new. King of Cups and King of Wands. Because, I don't know, there's a lot of people. It's almost like in some ways there's going to be some sort of review, or there's a lot of people looking at it. And you're worried about it, this new start. Your worry is bringing up a lot of fears. But it's happening so that you can make peace with the past. So in confronting, it's only been confronted with this Scorpio energy here. There's a sense of you buried it. So it has to come up, and you have to confront it in order for you to actually relieve yourself of it and be done with it. So this is definitely the week when the triggers that are going to come up, like, let them trigger you and let yourself see and let yourself look and let yourself realize. It's almost like being able to finally realize something in a completely different way that liberates you. You have the King of Cups and the King of Wands here. So these are two masculines. These are people with a lot of heart and a lot of courage. So I would say this is definitely heaps of courage. You could also be dealing with two males and a female. I don't know, are there a lot of people around you? This is saying that there are a lot of adults around you, a lot of people with authority. It's almost like in some ways you don't feel good enough for all this authority around you. You're thinking, do I even belong in this room? Or worried, are people going to find me out? It's like imposter syndrome. It doesn't mean that it's real. It doesn't mean that you're actually an imposter. It just means that these confrontations or these meetings or people that you have to talk to this week are bringing out maybe insecurities that you didn't still realize you had. But it is in realizing that you have them that you actually move forward and you actually can change your trajectory in life. What is the trajectory? How do we move on? That's, Seven of Swords. So there's some sort of deceit here. There's some sort of, it's almost like you feel like you'll have to sneak by, or somebody feels like they're going to have to sneak by, or somebody's sneaking something. What is this Seven of Swords, Ace of Cups, somebody that you love very much, and the Empress? Did somebody steal something from you? Somebody take something from you? Or maybe somebody's just not, or you're just not telling them because you don't want them to see or know. You don't want people looking at you. Maybe you're not ready for it yet. We got to get deeper into this. Seven of Swords is, it's almost like you don't know your own strength. You don't know your own power. You're kind of just in your head thinking, I'm going to have to keep faking this, but you're not faking it. You're not. This is who you actually are. Let's go to the extended, guys. Link is down below. I will see you guys there. Oh, and if you want to look above, I'll attach the links to the tickets to the live event. I'll attach them right up here. Okay, hold on. We'll see you in the extended.